How's everybody doing? My name's Jeff. I'm with Beretta USA. Hope you're doing well out there. What we're going to do today, we're going to cook wild turkey. This was killed in Georgia. And we're going to do a turkey Marsala, which is kind of the same version you would do a veal Marsala or a chicken Marsala. But we're going to do a little twist on it. This time we're going to use something called Sous Vide. Sous Vide is a vacuum seal and cooked in a water bath. And what that's going to do for us, that's going to enhance the flavor, it's going to retain the moisture, and it's going to help with the texture. Wild turkey generally is one of the drier pieces of wild game there is. There's no fat on it, it's completely organic. We're going to show you how to process this. This one we're going to put it into the sous vide, we're going to saute it, and then we're going to make the sauce for you for the Marsala. The neat thing about this is such an easy technique, okay? And the ingredients are extremely simple. For the turkey itself, we're just going to use salt, pepper, and garlic powder. That's all we're using. We're going to saute it in clarified butter, which is called ghee. And the Marsala sauce is only going to have about 6 ingredients. It's garlic, shallots, butter. We have some Marsala as well, which is just a sweet wine. And then we're going to finish it off with some parsley. So let's get going, okay? First thing you want to do is clean it off really well. As you see, I've taken all the silver skin off it. If there was any pellets or anything like that. We're going to season. I like a pink Himalayan salt. To me, I think it gives a better flavor. So we're just going to salt this pretty liberally, front and back. Then we're going to pepper it. I'm going to do both sides. And then we're going to hit it with the garlic. Now we're going to put it in a vacuum bag. This is a standard bag that you would do any of your vacuum sealing. We're going to slide it in, and now we'll seal it. So now we're completely vacuum sealed, seasoned, ready to go. From here, we're going to put it in the water bath. We're going to cook it for 3 hours at 149 degrees. The benefit of using sous vide is it actually pasteurizes the meat. Once it goes over 140 degrees for over 30 minutes, you're pasteurized, you're good to go. Fortunately, I already have one ready. So we're going to pull it out. It's completely cooked. Now that our turkey is cooked, we're going to take it out of the bag, but first we want to dry it off really well. Because when we saute it, in order to get a good crust and a good browning, we have to have it dried. So we're going to take it out, see all the moisture that left behind. And we're going to now saute it in the ghee. So we get it really nice and dry on both sides. See that I do have the seasoning on there very liberally from before. We're going to add about a tablespoon of clarified butter to the pan here. I'm going to turn it up to a medium-high heat. We're going to go pretty hot on this. This is only going to take about 2 minutes. We'll do about 1.5 minutes per side, and it's going to come out nice and brown, okay? So now we can start on our mushrooms. So these are just portobello mushrooms. I'll cut a few up. I already did a few of those for us, but we're just going to cut them in half. You can use the stems. The stems keep the flavor on it. So we'll chop these guys up. And what we're going to do, when the turkey's out, we're going to use that same pan. And the browning that's going on over there right now is going to be the start for this mushroom sauce. It's been about 1.5 minutes. See if we can get oh yeah. See that nice color we got there? So that's a crust that we have started right now. And all that salt and the pepper and the garlic is just really cooking in there nice. Remind you, this is already cooked, okay? So all we're doing is browning at this point. That turkey is cooked for 3 hours at 149 degrees. Next, we're going to use some shallots. Shallot is kind of a cross between garlic and onion. It has a little sweeter taste to it. It lends itself well when you cook with wine and mushrooms and butter. It's just a base for a lot of classic sauces. But these are, treat them just like an onion when you're cutting them. We're going to cut down and cut across ways. Keep them kind of a small dice. Watch your fingers. I think that turkey's getting ready over there. Let's give it a check and see what we got going on. Okay. So there we are. I'm going to take that off the heat for a minute, that pan. So we're going to let this guy sit. He's going to stay warm. And notice, see the browning we have here? You won't get that with a non-stick pan. That's why we want to use a pan like this. We're going to throw our mushrooms in. With this, I want to add some of the grass-fed butter, and this will just help us go along here. We'll put this in. Let that get going nice. Again, keep that on a high heat. We're going to season it as well. So again, I'm going to come back with the pink sea salt. Pretty generous, okay? Mushrooms absorb all the flavor you lend to them. They let out a lot of moisture. They're basically any flavor you put in there, they're going to absorb. So we want to give them a good dose of salt and pepper. You think that might be a lot. It's not too much for what we're doing, okay? So we want to keep that pan moving a little bit. What we're going to start seeing, we're going to see this browning going on under here. And that's going to start our sauce going. Now I want to add my shallots that we just cut. And lastly, we're going to add some fresh garlic. You can use powdered garlic as well, but I have some cloves of fresh garlic. Cut these, we're just going to smash them with a knife. Put your hand down, crush them again, keeping your fingers up out of the way. And then we're going to mince this down. All right, now come see our sauce, Steve. So we're wilting down really nicely. In just a second, we're going to deglaze the pan with the Marsala. Again, we have a medium-high heat going on. I'm going to add some parsley now. All right, we're going to add this. And I think we're right about ready for the Marsala. Again, you don't have to use wine if you don't want to. Chicken stock will work well if you want to use chicken stock. I'm going to take it off the heat when I put this in because it probably will flame up. You do want to have a pretty good vent hood or do this outside. Just be careful as I'm warning you here. So I am going to take the flame off, move it off the flame, and I'm going to start adding. I'm going to point it away from me. And we didn't get a flame up, but okay, that's good. So now you see that sauce is tightening up. And that's going to reduce down. As it reduces down, we're going to get a lot of flavor going on here. So my Marsala is reduced down. I'm going to add a little chicken stock as well, just to kind of make the sauce go a little further. And I'm going to reduce that down some more. We're going to let that guy cook down just a minute, and then we're going to come slice our turkey now. I do want to taste it first just to see where we're sitting. You may want to adjust the seasoning with the salt and pepper, things like that. Pretty good. I don't think it needs any more salt. I'm going to add a little more chicken stock to it. Again, we're going to let that go for just a second. We're going to come over here now and we're going to cut the turkey up. And I want to show you something about this turkey and how you can make any meat for that matter if you're dealing with a tough piece of meat. Again, this turkey has no fat in it. They're a very lean piece of meat. You notice too, we're going to cut across the grain. The grains are running this way. We're going to cut across the grain. And what that's going to do is just going to make the texture a little more appealing to eat. So I'm going to reduce my sauce down. It's still nice, about on the medium. So again, our grain is running this way. I'm going to start slicing across the grain. And you can see how juicy this is as I'm cutting it. Again, turkey is generally very, very lean and very dry. Just to show you, you see how easy that's pulling apart. I mean, that's pretty incredible. Again, wild turkey. Salt, pepper, garlic. That's all we put on this, okay? One last thing I want to do on that sauce, I'm going to add one little pat of butter just to finish it off. How's it smell, cameraman?
Outstanding.
Okay. So basically, we've completed our dish, okay? Everything is ready. All we need to do to plate up, I do have, I'm going to plate this up with some cauliflower. I made some mashed cauliflower. You could put it with a pasta, rice, mashed potatoes, whatever, risotto, whatever you have, just a good starch with it. And then I have a green vegetable. I'm going to do some broccoli. I actually pre-cooked some broccoli. I'm just going to do a quick saute on that as well, but we'll get it plated up for you. Steve, are there any questions coming in?
Yeah, one was, did you shoot the turkey?
When?
When and how did you kill it?
I killed it the opening weekend in Georgia. It was after 2 other birds. I hunt in the woods. We don't have any fields where I hunt. And I had 2 gobblers that worked off the property, and this guy came behind me and gobbled about 50 yards behind me. Didn't know he was there. He came in and saw my decoys and dropped them right there in his track. Unfortunately, my camera didn't turn on in time like always happens. I don't have very good luck filming, but I've had a great season this year. I've only killed 1 bird, but I've had 5 encounters where I've had them near the decoys. I just had to have a perfect shot. So, and that's okay. I mean, for me, just to go out and enjoy it. I hope everybody's had a chance to go out and do this. And you know, that's why we do it. To me, the hunting's great. I love it. But this after fact is what I strive for. And I would assume most of you, the trophy's in the eye of the beholder. You know, the mount, things like that. But this is as good as it gets. And for the amount of money we spend and time on this, you know, I don't want to put a price on this, what a pound of turkey costs at this point, or a deer or an elk, who knows what they cost. But it's the love and the passion that we have, and that's what makes our sport so great. We appreciate all you people out there that support our company. We continue to make new and better products for you. We listen to what the consumers are saying. We've got a great roadmap of things to come as well. We appreciate your support. So, sauce is ready. Take that off the heat. I'm going to throw some broccoli in real fast.
One other question, Jeff, is what kind of sous vide do you recommend?
That's a great question. Sous vides range in price from $50 to say $300. This is a low-end, cheap, came from Aldi at $50. You turn it on, you set the temperature, it does what it wants. There's some out there that run on Bluetooth and hook to your phone. I'm not that advanced. I'm new to it. I got it at Christmas this year. I'll be dead honest with you. This is the first time I've ever cooked wild turkey on sous vide, so I think it turned out great. I do chicken all the time for my children. They love it. In fact, their dinner right here is chicken breast, unless I can coax them into that. I think it's a great process. You can cook for a lot of people. You can't overcook anything. That's the neat thing. You could cook a steak at 130 degrees, medium rare. It will never cook higher than that, so you keep it at that constant temperature. But I think the most notable thing, what it does, is the texture. I mean, that's just amazing what that texture is. All right, real quick, get this going. So again, this broccoli, I boiled it in salted water for about 3 minutes. Took it out, put it in ice water and shocked it. That's why it stayed so green. That's a restaurant trick. Anytime you go to a restaurant, they always have green vegetables. That's a great way to cook something ahead of time so it doesn't get overcooked. So that's ready. That's ready to plate up. So we're gonna plate up over here. I made some mashed cauliflower. That's gonna be our base. I simply cook the cauliflower, put it in a food processor, a little heavy cream, some Parmesan cheese, some fresh pepper. Lay our turkey over here in a nice deal. And then I'll bring the sauce over.
Jeff, got a quick question on any new developments in the pipe with the PX4 platform?
There's always new things happening. I'm not at liberty to say everything that's happening. I can tell you we've had great success with the PX4 family. The APX family is doing quite well right now, as is the 92X, which is our newest platform. I would say let's keep our ears to the ground and see what's coming next. I think best thing is near SHOT Show time is when we, as the sales team, starts to learn about the newer stuff. but we've had a great success with that. So anyway, this is our finished product. Wild turkey Marsala sous vide style. Drop a note too if there's any other suggestions or things you want to see Beretta USA do on the Instagrams. Again, this is the first time I've ever done Instagram. I just got it last week, so I'm new at this. I hope it flowed pretty well. Kind of tricky to have it filmed and cook all at the same time and try to talk and go on, but hopefully you learned a little something here. Great technique, and don't be afraid to be adventurous with your wild game. Go out on a limb and try it. So I guess we're going to sign off. If there's any last questions? No? Okay. Well, thanks for supporting Beretta USA, and have a good evening. Thank you.